Have you ever thought about starting your own business but not sure how to go about it, what things to consider, even what industry to get into, or if your idea will even work? Well, in this video, I'll be sharing with you 6 things, yes, 6 things you absolutely should consider before starting a business. Let's get into it. The name is Duran Roper here. I have over half a decade of experience in business development, investment, personal development, and pretty much on this channel, I'll be sharing with you the things I've learned. Let's go for it. Number 1, start with something that you're passionate about or have a deep interest in. I know this can be very controversial because some persons feel like if you do something that you're passionate about, most times there's no profit in it. But I think that if you can find something that you're passionate about and that you have a deep interest in it and it's profitable, it's filling a need in the marketplace, I think you should definitely go for it. Why? Because that's giving you an unfair advantage if you are passionate about it. It's about, if you've ever heard the whole concept of being a missionary versus a mercenary. When you're a missionary, it means you're passionate about what you're doing, then you're gonna push through the difficult periods, the difficult days, and that will give you an advantage over somebody who is not as passionate as you are. I think it does count, and if you can find a good combination, you should go for it. You could also think about something that you do for a profession. So whether you are, I don't know, a video editor or an engineer or your customer service, whatever you do, you have been trained to do for work, consider if you could do something in business in that field. You already have the contacts, you're in the field, you're trained to do it. Why not do a business in that field? Now, if that's not good for you, you could also think about filling a gap in the marketplace, right? It could be a gap for you. Look for problems. Everywhere you go, you look for gaps that you think a business could solve. Remember, business is about what? Solving problems. I don't like administrative tasks. An example for me could be, hey, if I realize that I am willing to pay somebody to do administrative tasks, then maybe there could be a business where you connect administrative staff to persons who do like the administrative stuff. That's an example. The problem doesn't have to be a gap that you're filling for yourself, but it could also be something that you see that others have a challenge with. Go into something that you see a gap every day as you go about your day-to-day business. Another thing that you could do is develop a skill that you see that is marketable. So if you look in the marketplace and you see that, for example, software engineering or social media management or whatever it is, you're not trained in that, but you see that it's a marketable skill, you can get trained up and start a business doing something in that field. Number 2, clearly define the problem that your business is solving. Remember, guys, business is about solving problems. And so if you're getting into business, you want to know what problem is your business solving. And you want to write it down, ensure that it's clear and there's no ambiguity in that, because that's going to help you to really target the persons who are going to be your clients. So you want to be clear about that. Number 3, identify your target market. Who are those, aka your niche, your avatar? Who are the people your business is solving problem for? You want to find out where they hang out online, where they hang out offline, what do they like, what they don't like, the problem that you're looking to solve for them. How are other persons currently solving it? Are they satisfied with that? You've got to know your target market and know their pain points. Ask them questions, and that would be very helpful. You have an advantage because if you're coming in the industry and you understand the current pain points, you can innovate to make yourself stand out in the marketplace. Another thing that we want to look at is mindset. And there's a mindset that you have to develop when you're looking to start a business. First thing is that understand that business is going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be a walk in the park. More than 50% of businesses fail, right? And it's much more than 50%. I'm just being conservative when I say 50%. And so high chance that it's not gonna work out. It's gonna be harder than you think. It's gonna take longer than you think. And maybe your first try is not gonna work, right? Most persons their first business just doesn't work. So be able to accept that. And as I talk about not working, I can go into the next one. Not taking failure personal. You try something and it fails, don't take it personal. The idea didn't work. So when you're in, primary school, you're taught that, failure is not an option. And, if you want to get all your spellings right and your math right, you want to get 100%. And that's good. That's good for that. However, when it comes down to business, you're going to have to innovate. You're going to have to try new things. And if you're trying new things without knowing if it will really work, because a lot of times in business, the thing that you think will work, it just doesn't work when you try it. And so don't take that failure personally. Failing doesn't mean that you are a failure. So I think that's very important, especially based on the mindset that we've grown up with about failure. So we have to think about it differently when it comes down to business. Staying focused on your customer problem and not about the solution that you have. A lot of times, especially tech persons, they're very solution oriented, and they have a solution and you're like, all right, what problem can this solve? And I'm not saying that can't work, because there are many businesses who have started like that. However, it's a better order to know the problem you're solving and use your product or solution to solve that problem instead of the other way around. The next thing that we want to look at is business. You're in business, you got to be good. Business, you're not going to be in any business where you're the only one in that industry. And so if you're not the only one, then you're going to have to compete. And in competing, you got to get good. You got to be good. You think about Usain Bolt. Why is he a world champion or an Olympic champion? Why he always win all these races, right? Because he's better, right? And it's business. The person who's better will win. And so you have to have the mindset that you have to not just come to participate. You got to come to compete and dominate, because it's business. Begin with the end in mind. Know what type of business you want in the end. Do you want a business that's always striving for efficiency and expanding and international, just always at it for efficiency? Or do you want like a legacy type business where yes, it's efficient, but it's not all about expanding and always looking for the most efficient way to go? There are other factors that you use to consider how your business is operating. So that's important as well. Getting your first customer, that's number 5. Now, I'll make this simple, right? If you are doing a product, if you're gonna have to spend time and effort to do the product, have persons pre-order. That will show if you actually have something that persons are willing to spend money on, and that's very important. If you have a service, start for free. If you don't have a portfolio, if you can't show where you've helped clients and they have testimonials, do it for free. Get testimonials. It will work out. So as you build up your testimonials, then you can start to charge, right? So that's something you could consider. And number 6, start now and remain consistent and focused, right? A lot of times, we have idea constipation. We're thinking. But most times you're not going to know if the thing is going to work until you just try. Just start it, get going, remain consistent and focused for a period of time, and check and see how things are going. That's it. 6 things you want to absolutely consider before getting started in the business. If that was valuable to you, go ahead and share it with somebody that you think it might add value to as well. See you until next time. Take care. Peace.